Hi, my name is Albert Donko. I'm an electrical technician based in Ewutu in the central region. Meka content helps me, give me the edge to read more, to motivate me to read more. And I've been following this channel on WhatsApp status and like the WhatsApp channel as well. It's very good, and I recommend it for everyone to follow. In terms if you want to read more, get more information on what is going on, the trending news, and like everything about life. Talks about books, motivation, inspiration, everything, like whatever you want to learn, Meka has it, and it's a good platform, and I recommend it for everyone. At Meka, we believe consistent reading with purpose transforms your mindset, career, and life. Subscribe to the Reading Podcast on YouTube for book summaries, engaging discussions, and practical lessons made for busy Ghanaians like you who want to grow. Meka, we will say it.
If a child understands a concept perfectly but can't explain it in English, does that make the child a failure? Or is the system that's failing the child? My name is Quame Owusu, and you are listening to Meka Podcast. Here, we turn complex ideas and powerful books into tools for personal and professional growth. Today's episode is titled Language or Barrier? Rethinking Ghana's Education System. So let's begin. Now, before we continue, please like and share this episode with your friends. Put it on your status or share it in a WhatsApp group if it is appropriate. And kindly subscribe if you haven't done so already. Thank you. All across Ghana, from primary schools to SHS, there is one thing teachers will tell you. When I explain something in Fanti, Tree, or Even, the students light up and engage. But when I say speak English, they go silent. Why? Because we are teaching in the wrong language. Our children are not dumb. They just don't think in English. This isn't grammar issue. This is a cognitive barrier. We are asking students to first translate every idea into English before they can express it. That's not critical thinking. That's code switching under pressure. Let's call it what it is: educational colonization. From day one, Ghana's education system was designed not for liberation, but for compliance. The British brought schools to train interpreters, clerks, and messengers, not inventors or leaders. And the medium they used? English. The goal was to serve the empire. Fast forward today, English is still the gatekeeper. Our exams are in English. Our textbooks are in English. Our children's thoughts are in Tree, Even, Dagbani. But we grade them on how well they translate. That's not education. That's intellectual colonialism. Let's be honest. Tree hates home. Not just Tree, but all our Ghanaian languages. They are the languages of emotion, memory, culture, identity, expression. English is useful, yes, but it is not the language of the mind for most Ghanaians. If you stub your toe, do you shout, "Oh dear," or you shout, "Ajay"? If you are praying in desperation, do you cry in the Queen's English or pour your heart out in your mother tongue? Our rare thoughts, fears, hopes, they live in our language. We say we are teaching critical thinking, but how can you think critically in a language that interrupts your thinking? The brain can't analyze when it is busy translating. The system doesn't fail because students don't understand. It fails because they can't express their thoughts in English first. The tragedy is they understand, but they are marked wrong. That's not a learning problem. That's a colonized system marking down intelligence that doesn't speak British. So, why hasn't the change come? We all know this. Parents know, teachers know, even policymakers know, the Ministry of Education knows, GES knows, NACA knows, WAEC knows. Yet we've stuck our heads in the sand and left our children in the storm. They know. There are conference papers, articles, research papers. They know. So this is not ignorance. This is avoidance. Because it is easier to leave the system broken than to confront the complex challenges of changing it. Why? Well, because of fear of change. Reform takes courage. It requires vision, leadership, and long-term commitment. It's easier to maintain the status quo than to disrupt it. Also, fear of tribalism. Yes. Why choose Tree and not Eve? Why Dagbani and not Ga? The risk of ethnic tension makes even well-meaning leaders freeze. And there is fear of being less global. There's a deep-rooted belief that without English, Ghana will fall behind. That's what people call backwardness. You are sending us back. So we cling to it, even when it fails our students. So we pretend. We pretend that English is the only path to success. We pretend the current system is fair and functional. We pretend our children are learning, even when they can't think in the language we force upon them. But deep down we know, English is not a bridge for every child. For many, it's a wall. And the institutions responsible, the Ministry of Education, GES, NACA, WAEC, and Parliament, I think must stop looking away. Because the longer we delay, the more generations we abandon. So what's the way forward? Here's the truth. STEM subjects can be taught in any language. If you think otherwise, ask yourself, how are thousands of Ghanaian youth trained in mechanical and electrical skills during apprenticeship, without formal schooling and without technical English? The fitters, plumbers, you name them. They may not know the local words for capacitor, throttle, or even engine, but they fix cars, warehouses, and build structures that some school training engineers struggle to do. They learn by understanding, not by translating. We don't need to translate every English term before teaching science or engineering in our languages. Even English didn't invent all its words. It borrowed heavily from Greek and Latin. Words like biology, thermometer, and algebra came from other languages. Fanti borrows from Dutch. Eve borrows from French. This is normal. So why can't Tree borrow capacitor if it helps us grow? Languages don't become technical by accident. They evolve through use. The truth is, critical thinking works best in the language of the mind. If we want students to think deeply, we must let them think freely in the language they live in. English should be a subject, not the system. BECE and WASI should even be conducted in our local languages. Universities should embrace research and expression in Ghanaian languages. Let's teach in Twi, in Eve, in Ga, in Dagbani, in Fanti, and in Zema. Let's let our people learn like humans, not like foreigners trying to act smart. Because true intelligence is not about sounding foreign. It's about solving problems, expressing ideas, building a better future. And our future speaks Ghanaian. You've been listening to the Meka podcast. I am Quame Owusu, and I believe Ghana's future won't be built in borrowed words. It will be built in the language of the people, the language of the mind, the language that hits home. We are not saying English is bad. It's a global language, and even countries like China, Russia, and the Arab world use it, but not as their main language of instruction. The real issue is this: since Ghana's independence, we've put our local languages on pause for almost 70 years now. We failed to invest in their development or use them fully in education. If we had insisted on using our local languages in schools, by now they would have evolved with rich vocabularies that include scientific, technical, and modern terms. Instead, we are still here, decades later, debating the same problem. English is often a barrier, not a bridge, for many Ghanaian students. If we don't fix this now, then 100 years from now, our children will still be stuck in the same cycle, struggling to learn a language that isn't truly theirs. Let's solve this now, not later. Let's not fail another generation. Let's change the language and change the outcome. And maybe I am not in the position to make a policy like that, but I hope that as you have listened, probably one day you will be in a position to make this decision, and you will be able to change the language of instruction in Ghana. Well, if this episode helped you, please share it with someone trying to grow too. You can support this project by joining the Meka reading community on WhatsApp for just 20 cedis per month. As a member, you'll receive access to our curated digital library, practical tools for personal and professional growth, webinars, and reading coaching. To join, kindly reach out via WhatsApp 050-229-3709. Email podcastmeka@gmail.com. We look forward to welcoming you. Until next time, hey, I think you have the question. Why didn't I use a local language to produce this content? Look, Semuka Fanta and Fantifupen Obatasi, Ayibin Eve, Mente, Ga, Mente. But I want this to reach every Ghanaian. That's why this content is in English. You get my point? And so we are talking about using it as an instruction. Until next time, read with purpose and grow with intention.